Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're breaking down the latest, on-the-ground decisions coming straight out of the Collin County Commissioner's Court and Healthcare Foundation. If you've ever found yourself wondering how local government actions actually impact your day-to-day life, from the roads you drive on every morning to the emergency services you rely on in a crisis, well, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to take a very structured, completely objective look at the policies, budget authorizations, and public health updates that are literally shaping the county right now. But first, I want to anchor our explainer right here in the actual official public records. Everything we're diving into today comes directly from these extensive court and foundation documents, specifically looking at the June 15th minutes. So it's not about opinions, it's not hearsay, it's really about looking at the raw data and understanding exactly where your tax dollars are going and how those big decisions were made behind closed doors.
Okay, let's dive into this using our Citizen Impact Framework. We've got four main buckets today. Number 1, emergency and health. Number 2, infrastructure and environment. Number 3, tech and operations. And finally, number 4, future development.
All right, starting things off with Section 1, emergency and health, keeping Collin County safe.
Public safety and health funding are, without a doubt, the absolute foundation of local government operations. And right now, there are some massive structural updates happening that directly affect how you call for help. Back in 2023, the Texas legislature mandated the rollout of next-generation 911 services, and they backed it with $150 million in short-term federal ARPA funding to help local governments make the transition. But here's the real challenge the Commissioner's Court has been debating. That funding was only a temporary fix. It was a bridge. According to Commissioner Darrell Hale, those tiny fees you see tacked onto your mobile phone bill, they just aren't enough to sustain these enhanced high-tech emergency services over the long haul. Because of this, the county passed a resolution urging the state legislature to revise the fee structure, basically asking them to create a sustainable funding model before that temporary ARPA money completely runs dry.
Let's shift slightly to see how this ties into broader health security. In the Healthcare Foundation records, we spotted a really proactive move regarding public health funding. Back in 2025, the county faced some pretty significant disruptions to the routine public health emergency preparedness grants. And while all of that funding was eventually restored, the county isn't taking any chances this time around. Out of an abundance of caution, Healthcare Services developed a contingency bridge plan that kicks in on July 1, 2026. This is huge because it ensures that if federal or state funding gets disrupted again, critical local health programs literally won't miss a beat.
So, the crucial point here is the authorization of $562,786. That is the exact budget established for the Fiscal Year 2027 Public Health Preparedness or PEP program. Having this exact figure helps us understand, down to the dollar, how much is being allocated to make sure our local health response systems are ready for absolutely anything.
Moving right along to Section 2, infrastructure and environment, roads, trails, and soil.
Now we're shifting our focus from health to the physical environment you interact with every single day. We're going to translate bureaucratic terms like right-of-way and interlocal agreements so we can see the real-world impact on your local travel. These agreements represent some widespread teamwork. The county approved interlocal cooperation agreements for road improvements with the cities of Anna, Blue Ridge, Salina, Lavon, Lowry Crossing, the town of New Hope, and the city of Parker. Basically, this means the county and these local cities are pooling their resources and coordinating their efforts to smooth out your commute and boost road safety across the whole region, instead of just operating in their own isolated silos.
But hey, it's not just about cars. The county also officially greenlit agreements with the city of Frisco for the Panther Creek Hike and Bike Trail, along with the Vila Web Trail projects. These are funded through bond projects, and they're directly expanding the open spaces and recreational pathways for residents who want to get outside and, stay active.
You might also spot the term right-of-way acquisition pop up in the public records, specifically for Parcel 306 regarding FM 546 and Merrick Lane. If we translate that into plain English, it simply means the county is securing the actual physical land needed to widen and improve those roads from County Road 393 all the way to US 380. They authorized the staff to finalize the agreement to acquire this land, which means the expansion project can actually break ground.
It's also incredibly fascinating to see how everyday citizen input gets captured in the official record. During the public comments section, a resident named Barbara Donlike from Wiley spoke up strongly urging more funding for the Collin County Soil and Water Conservation District number 535. Following those severe Texas floods in 2025, she emphasized that maintaining our soil's ability to absorb heavy rainfall is absolutely critical to preventing dangerous runoff and flooding, especially around areas like Lake Lavon. It is just a fantastic example of a citizen directly advocating for environmental infrastructure at the county level.
So with all of these external infrastructure projects currently underway, it really begs the question, how on earth is the county managing the internal operations and technology required to oversee all of this massive growth? Which brings us to Section 3, Tech and Operations, Efficiency Behind the Scenes.
Let's pull back the curtain and look at the tech and operations keeping the county running efficiently. Government transparency often sparks some lively debate, and we saw a perfect example of this over a recent IT hardware purchase. On one hand, we had citizen David Lathy bringing forward a very valid budget concern. He noted that if these new computers were just for standard day-to-day office functions, less expensive desktop units might totally do the trick. But on the other hand, Chief Information Officer Karen Skipworth provided the operational justification. She explained that these specific laptops are configured for healthcare mobility, heavy cybersecurity applications, and, crucially, allowing employees to work remotely during emergencies or power outages. The court impartially weighed that need for budget efficiency right against those specialized operational requirements before ultimately proceeding.
We're also seeing some really significant investments in digital infrastructure, including a $200,000 budget amendment specifically earmarked for a new asset management and capital planning software system. Think about it. As the county acquires more property, more vehicles, and builds more infrastructure, tracking and maintaining all of those assets efficiently requires some seriously robust software. This authorization is what makes that critical upgrade possible. Furthermore, the county acts as a sort of centralized hub to streamline local bureaucracy. They authorized multiple agreements to handle ad valorem tax collection services for various entities. We're talking cities like Blue Ridge, Josephine, Lowry Crossing, and Parker, plus Collin College, and multiple independent school districts including Salina, Farmersville, Frisco, and Princeton. By letting the county handle all of this, these smaller entities don't have to duplicate the massive administrative effort of collecting property taxes themselves. It saves time, it saves taxpayer money, and for sure, it prevents a whole lot of local administrative headaches across the board.
And that leads us to our final stop, Section 4, Future Development, Preparing for Tomorrow.
Collin County is growing rapidly, we all know that, and the regulations and plats being approved today are what dictate exactly what that expansion will look like tomorrow. Now, the county doesn't just go in and change building rules overnight. The engineering department, working alongside external consultants, actually followed a very systematic process to update the county's subdivision, floodplain management, and manufactured home rental regulations. First, they opened a 30-day public comment period. Then, they solicited feedback from the real estate and engineering communities, and they conducted a full public hearing. It's only after evaluating all of that community and expert feedback that they actually incorporate revisions to ensure the county grows safely and sustainably. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why those development regulations matter so much. When reviewing the final plat document for the Preserve of Collin County Phase 1 North, we can see that a single phase includes 229 residential lots, spreading across over 25 acres of land. Approving a document like this means the county has verified that public roads, water service, and sanitary sewer systems will meet or exceed their minimum design standards before a single one of those new homes is ever built. It's really the visual representation of rapid residential growth being carefully managed. Well, we have covered a whole lot of ground today. From the ARPA funding cliff for 911 services and those crucial health grants, to road expansions, internal software upgrades, and managing massive new housing developments. So I want to leave you with this thought. As Collin County continues its incredibly rapid growth, how will these specific investments in infrastructure, emergency services, and technology shape your daily life? I really encourage you to stay engaged, take a look at the record yourself, and continue paying attention to the major decisions being made right in your own backyard. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and as always, keep learning.